shit, it doesn't have that one. Forgot. It's all right. They got to see the background on that one.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the official Hangout one. So hey, what's up? Welcome to the Hangout. It is another Thursday night.
Yeah, and we're hanging out.
Like we always do. We got 4 in. Hey, welcome to we have pre-roll ads. I bet you I'm hoping the ads were happening while we were at that point.
That had our like whole intro. That'd be great if that's all they missed.
I don't know if they did. Hey, what's up, Stealth Mouse?
Dancing.
Welcome to the stream tonight.
Welcome.
Man, it is cheers to everyone with us tonight. We got our we've upgraded.
Mm-hmm.
And I upgraded the ice that we have. I got these big ice what are they? Ice cubes, I guess.
Ice cubes, yep. Is it? They're just like extra jumbo size,
but they're
specifically
in a tray, in a synthetic tray. Synthetic, is that the right word?
No,
what's the
silicone?
Silicone was the word I was going for, and it's nice.
It's also synthetic.
It is. I guess it is. Both. I was right. But I chugged that sucker in, and they just fit in the glass well. Yeah. And one of the things that I read about it is that because of the mass of it, it keeps the cool air in there. It's also very helpful.
The cool air?
God, I am using words that are not the right words tonight. The coolness stays in there. It doesn't melt super quick. You don't get this icy stuff that's going on.
Have you thought about getting one of those small things that whips the air out of the water? And then so it
yeah.
And then when you pour it in and you freeze it, then it's like perfectly clear.
So I think it's like that and how hot it is. So if I put it really hot, it seems to do half of it, but I'm going to have to look into that one. There is this other thing, and it's $1,000 where it quickly melts a ball. Like you put a cube in there and then you melt it and it makes this perfect cube and you can put it into things. Heather and I were like, yeah, we want these like circular ones that we could put in there. And we looked it up online. It was $1,000.
You know,
it was like, oh my God.
It's like for high end like bars, right? If I had to guess,
like or my bar here.
You're like, you mean like this guy, Casa de Pochis?
Yeah, we've upgraded from just drinking straight up whiskey
straight out of a bottle. The bottle of Jack.
Yeah, bougie bars for sure.
That's true.
Hey, so we got a good show tonight. Why am I looking at ourselves up here? Maybe I need a that was interesting. I'm going to swap it up to chat so we can see some chit chat going on. Hey, I had a lot of fun the last week doing a bunch of streaming.
It's been great.
I did like Fallout. I'm up to 8 episodes on Fallout. I got full bore into Fallout lately.
I watched the entire bobblehead episode where you went and collected all the fun bobbleheads, and then like Carson was helping you, and it was great.
Well, thank you. That was a good one.
Yeah,
and
I like that one.
I really enjoyed the workbench last time. I just jumped in early in the morning. We had Jackson Riley .cool.
Oh, that's right.
So
.cool.
I was like, man, .cool. And then I tried. It's a website. We're gonna go look at his website tonight. Woo! So I know Jackson, if you're with us tonight, but if you are, we are gonna take a look at your website for a little bit. Just because it was fun. It was a good thing. Yeah. So here's what's on the show tonight. Ryan is actually you're flying out somewhere, right?
I'm on vacation mode right now. We've been getting our house ready, and it's been back-breaking labor, but I'm leaving literally in the morning on an airplane off into the sunset and landing on a beach. And so yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for a chill show. Got my drink.
Look who else we got here.
We got Oshi. Oshi is coming and hanging out.
Hey, what's up, Oshi? We're not talking to you. You can sit. You can lay down. You can lay down. I had a camera to show Oshi as well. So hey,
nice.
H.E. Higley.
Hey, Higgs.
All right. So let's see here. I want to see if we can get to the Oshi. Oh, that is not the Oshi cam.
That's like our whole show and showing everyone.
There's the Oshi cam.
There she.
Oh wait. Over here, tail's going crazy. Get over here, you little sucker.
Nice.
Seems like a rough night, huh?
Love these puns.
All right, so we have a couple things. We're going to talk about AI. Of course, we have some news on that. Two things. One about a student suspended for AI tool creation, which is kind of some BS. I'll talk to you about it.
I haven't heard of any of this.
I would love to hear your insight.
Unplugged.
Follow-up on Sam Altman and his untrustworthiness, which I don't know if it's going to stop me from using ChatGPT, but I'm just figured it would be a good follow-up.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just ride into that Matrix, universe, and usher it in onto us.
And Mike Azul, I need your permission to be able to put in.
The dog is like trying to cram herself between us.
She's like, "What? Why are y'all talking? Who are you talking to?" But what we wanted to do is talk about the little gamer. I got the pictures you sent, and if you're all good with it, I was going to show it off today a little bit. And then we were going to go in to talk about Jackson Riley. Also, let's make sure here. I want to talk about Thumby.
These are all just like words that you're making up and put into the run of show.
If you don't know what Thumby is, you will by the end of the show. And it's actually a pretty cool thing that I think would also build on what we're doing with the Game Boy. So it'll be good.
Now I'm interested.
I got a big old Chinese Game Boy delivery. So I figured we could go and look at some Game Boy games in a bit. I wanted to talk about really the project. Then we're going to get into it. There's a book I've been reading. Oh, it's covered by your NDA. Oh, I mean, little, never mind, sir. Cool. No, I'll show it off a little bit tonight. I think you're going to have to phone into the show one of these days. Maybe not today, but I would love for you to show off what the heck you're doing.
Yeah.
I am stoked about it.
This is a Mike Azul thing? I did no idea.
It's a Mike Azul project.
Nice.
And the guy's doing it just, as fun. I'm super impressed with it, by the way.
That's great.
We got GB Studio Learning Moments. Ryan, if you watched the Workbench this last Sunday, I basically built it for you. I did the whole Workbench. The Workbench is for me when I just work in this room, and typically I'm doing that stuff anyway, but this time I wanted to go and actually... It's funny. Oh, it's her tail. That's what it is. So, she knew we were talking about her. So then we're going to talk about GB Learning Moments that Ryan did. We also wanted to put the drink animation in there from last time. I wanted to work on that. And then we're going to talk about music. I'm going to be meeting with our music guy. And so we'll need your help to figure out, I think, about 6 to 7 kind of themed tracks and start to figure out what that's going to look like.
And I would love if you know about music in video, we need to like Google some or ChatGPT some stuff of that, because I was always under the impression that there was more like loops that you would use. And I don't know if that's what we need to be asking him to be doing. Like, let's say you did less songs but more loops, like let's say it was 5 songs with loops for each one. I don't know like if that's a thing, but
music discussion about loops or not, and I have some ideas on what we would think. We need a theme, but we get into that. All right, let's just kick it off. Let's start talking about. We'll get into Sam Altman first, and then we can talk about the suspended AI, because I think this
shady mother. Oh my god!
So Sam Altman, if you have not seen this yet, maybe what we should do is we should just watch this video from one of the people that were on the board. So I got a Gizmodo article right here, and we're just gonna go right into it. So let me.
I don't think I know anything about this. I've been really unplugged.
But because you've been doing your thing. All right, let's see here. Let me see if we can get this up. All right, perfect. So this article came out recently. We talked about it on the show before. Remember when he got fired?
Oh, this is
double drop down. Yeah, whatever, buddy.
We got trolls in the chat.
So we talked about what had happened when he got fired from the board. So that happened by the board, and then he got rehired, and we were like, what's going on? This is the guy that runs it. So this gives a little bit of like background as to what was happening after that. And this is just some of the reasons as to why that may have happened. I don't want Blake there. Blake, get off of the screen. All right, let's watch this.
For years, Sam had made it really difficult for the board to actually do that job by, withholding information, misrepresenting things that were happening at the company, in some cases outright lying to the board.
Lying.
At this point, everyone always says, like what? Give me some examples.
Yeah.
And
what's an example? Tell me.
I can't share all the examples, but to give a sense of sort of the kind of thing that I'm talking about, it's things like, when ChatGPT came out, November 2022, the board was not informed in advance about that. We learned about ChatGPT on Twitter.
How crap is
Sam
that?
didn't inform the board that he owned the OpenAI startup fund, even though he, constantly was claiming to be an independent board member with no financial interest in the company. on multiple occasions, he gave us inaccurate information about the small number of formal safety processes that the company did have in place.
I mean, it seems pretty
meaning that it was,
legit.
basically impossible for the board to know how well those safety processes were working or what might need to change. And then, a last example that I can share, because it's been very widely reported, relates to this paper that I wrote, which has been, I think, way overplayed in the press. The problem was that after the paper came out, Sam started lying to other board members in order to try and push me off the board. So it was another example that just really damaged our ability to trust him, and actually only happened in late October last year when we were already talking pretty seriously about whether we needed to fire him. And so, there's more individual examples, and for any individual case, Sam could always come up with some kind of innocuous sounding explanation of why it wasn't a big deal or misinterpreted or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But
he's using GPT to gaslight
years
people.
Of this kind of thing, all four of us who
I have a
fired
GPT
him
for that.
came to
You don't
the
have a
conclusion that we
gaslighting
just couldn't
GPT
believe
filled out?
things that Sam
You're
was telling
messing
us,
up.
and that's a completely unworkable place to be in as a board, especially a board that is supposed to be providing independent oversight over the company, not just helping the CEO to raise more money.
So
Yeah.
I remember the time we were like, what? This is just coming out of nowhere. Why are they firing the guy? They're just mad because to learn about ChatGPT via Twitter, that it came out
Right.
on OpenAI. I don't know.
Is she saying that in the sense that they didn't know it was going to be released at that moment? They had the whole thing they were building was ChatGPT,
Sure.
right? And so if the board didn't know that they were building I assume it was just they didn't know it was going to be released at that point. I feel like that's slightly ambiguous, but I feel like what does come through in that interview is that one, Sam Altman, he puts up a good show about how it's, how important it is and whatever, but you can just tell that dude thinks I'm the one that needs to usher this shit in, right? It needs to be us that does it because we're so amazing or know about it or have some kind of high-minded thing about it. And I feel like that's a part of the scariest thing, right? Because if he was more willing to slow down, which he's not. He just wants to foot on the accelerator. I want to be the one that comes up with artificial general intelligence. And I feel like for a while it was fine because they weren't anywhere close. And so sure, you could have a board that said, yeah, we're all about ethics and safety. And you would go, yeah, we are, but now that when the rubber has hit the road and they actually are getting close to things like the movie Her and stuff like that, he's like, whoa, hey, if that's what it takes, then that's what it takes.
But this is a while back, if you think about it too. So he's had a bunch of shady kind of dealings, from my understanding, in the news of other companies before. So this isn't any new behavior.
Y Combinator. He was the head. He was the head.
Got fired from it
he got
as
fired
well.
From Y Combinator.
So what is Y Combinator? It
was just a basic, a huge venture capitalist thing for tech things.
So long story short, this is just an update that just broke the silence. Helen Tenor, I don't remember what her full name was, but you saw it there. It was interesting to a board member to actually talk about it a little bit because it seemed so abrupt at the time. But if you have a board that actually drives the company and you can see what they were trying to do, but clearly...
I think it's the problem. I think it's the problem that everybody gets with everything. They go, oh, Elon Musk, he is so amazing. And he's like Iron Man, he's like Tony Stark, until you start learning about, who he really is. And then you're like, maybe we shouldn't put him in front, in charge of all of space exploration and any satellite work and all of that. And it's going to be the exact same thing with Sam Altman. It's why you shouldn't put any single person or entity or company at something that is this large. It should be going through the government and all of that, but apparently that's
the thing is,
slow,
people of the drama, people like a hero. Somebody wants to look at this awesome person that's driving this ship.
Totally.
I'm using ChatGPT still. I mean, I believe in it in the way that I use it all the time. I believe how it can change things. I can see others that may not so much, but it's just good to kind of keep that in the back of your mind as we go forward. And there's him talking about things and how amazing something might be and being like, all right, who knew about this? Or really what is going on behind the scenes? Are you taking all my stuff?
Right.
Or what?
Oh, man.
So
all of that. It's going to be the year we called it, right? It's the year of like litigation and all kinds of stuff for AI.
100%. So anyway, I thought that was a good.
Speaking of that, like students suspended for AI tool. I want to hear about this.
All right, so this one's interesting. So just as a quick recap, was that what? It's been a year and some change, a year and a half or so now, since almost 2 years since we've had things that have come out.
Spam on the chin.
Oh man, I don't know. I have a way to turn it off. Do you watch this? No spam.
No spam.
De-spammed. All right, so AI tools have been a big hot topic in a lot of different industries and how you're using them. We've gone through this. I know in higher education aspect, there's a lot of faculty who are like, how do we take this off? How do we do this? How do I understand that my student wrote in AI or whatnot? So you can tell in education that there's a little bit of a resistance to it, thinking it's going to change the paradigm of things. So we already talked about that. There's that conversation that's continuing to happen. Well, Emory University gave these students $10,000 in a prize and like put it on their website, said it was this cool thing in this entrepreneurial competition. And they're like, you did this cool thing with AI. You guys win. So they made their app and they integrated it. And essentially what the app was a studying tool. The idea was that you would be able to go in there and connect it to the LMS or your learning management system, be able to use flashcards, study a little bit better by leveraging AI.
Okay.
So the thing it was kind of like blessed and said, oh, we're going to up our university by saying how awesome you guys are for this thing called 8-Ball.
Okay.
So then they build it. And then they're like, whoa. You guys are creating this cheating app and we're going to suspend you from school for a year. And they're like, wait a second. And so,
so how did it go? How did it go from a study aid app to a cheating app?
Well, that's the thing is that they're like, we didn't make it for cheating. And if people were going to use it, but there is no proof that it was used for cheating. And it said, and so essentially,
how did they use it for cheating?
Because you would plug it into the learning management system. So if you're not familiar, learning management system is essentially put all your coursework in there. Yeah. You're able to go into your class and see all the different details. So I think there was like a plug in to the LMS. Now I work in higher education, so I can understand that maybe they plugged it in and they didn't tell anybody. That could have been a problem.
Okay, yeah.
But the idea here was, and I'd have to look deeper into the lawsuit to get to all the details, is that they really talked about how cool of an app it was. They heard a little bit about it. They put it on their social media to say, look how awesome this was. Hey. And then they ended up getting suspended for using the app, saying you're using that for cheating and it's something that people are going to use to pass their classes and you're out. So I guess they did an appeal. He's out for a semester. He's going to not be able to graduate now and he's go into law school. There's some whole debate around it.
He's not even going into technology. He's going into law school.
Yeah, that's his next thing. And but I guess he was part of the team that helped build this app in an entrepreneurial competition. And then there was said that they may have been used to cheat was the conversation around this.
I don't like, so what does he built it with AI? Like, is that what, or it was like an app that used AI inside of the like,
so here, let's take a look at
LMS?
it. So it was an AI study tool called 8-Ball. So, and it was meant to, it turned coursework into study aids. Flashcards, practice test. And so it had a couple undergrads that made it at Emory University. So they won this pitch competition last year. They got $10,000 to do it. And they put promotions on their website. And so they went and built the app.
It would be hilarious if they conceived it as a cheating app. And then wrapped it in the layer of like a study app. Well, and got the university to pay them $10,000 for it.
Well, that's what they're saying here is that I think the university, and this is where you'd have to get into it a little bit deeper. That's why we're just going to be a little surfacey on the conversation. Sure. We're just hanging out here. We're not going into legal documents and lawsuits. But the idea was that it may have been used to cheat. Okay. And there was no evidence that cheating actually happened.
All right. And
it may be used by students to complete assignments and violation.
Honor code.
So I kind of am on the
still don't
fence here.
Understand how it's doing that exactly, but
so you have an AI tool that goes in, learns off of what's in the course and spits out the content to make study cards or give you the answers for things. And so this is where it gets kind of on that thing like, whoa. We loved your idea, but we didn't really want you to go build the damn thing.
Or like it's large language models are like too powerful, right? So you put it into something, and something that was innocuous before, you start asking it the right questions, and it's trained on the right stuff, and you're like, whoo, now I could just pass all these classes with your little study aid app.
Why wouldn't you want to use it for that? So people are just, I mean, so I assume there could be some other issues, like issues I would see is from a security standpoint, it's like see student data or other kind of things, or how they were able to pull the data out of there.
Right.
But I don't know, on one side of it, I feel like there could have been a little bit of different conversation. I'm on the fence still. If they did it wrong, they didn't get something looked at,
right. Yeah, they could be like GDPR stuff, Mike Azul, right? Like, or whatever that is for students.
I don't know what kind of data it was getting. I just wanted to say we talked about it at the very beginning of the year. What was going to happen a lot more of lawsuits and people getting into that. That's what this year was going to be about.
The whole system is set up to help you build your own version of things, right? And so of course people are going to take them in a whole bunch of different directions that nobody ever expected it to go. So, that's a fun one.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting, and I agree, Mike Azul, and we work in the technology and higher education. So you have this thing called the AUP, Acceptable User. Oh crap! I don't even know. Yeah, I'm terrible right now. I shouldn't. It's
Mike Azul will get it. Don't worry.
Maybe. But what it does, it's an agreement. Yeah, acceptable use policy. And so what it does is it talks about, hey, you have this technology at the university, and this is how you use it. This is what you can do. This is what you can't do. And they also talked about an honor code. So they likely did violate the honor code. The challenge here is,
what is the honor code? Not to diverge us.
Yeah, there's certain ways that you behave yourself as a student that you wouldn't want to, like you wouldn't go take a test out of a class that you took the last year and give it to the students the test the next year so that they could get it. There's case studies that are in LMS, for instance, that you have to pay a crazy amount of money for, and you have to keep it in that class. And the reason for it is if other people know the case study, then it kind of spoils the learning later down the line. And so that was a big thing in the business school. They had these case studies that you had to like say you would not talk about outside of that. You couldn't find it online because then you wouldn't be able to go through it and start to learn from it. So in any case, it's just interesting because there's not a lot of conversation about, there's conversation clearly at this point, but there's not a lot of policy and other things that really drive it. And it's going so fast that these students are like, we won this pitch competition. Everyone's thumbs up all about it. Right. And then we go build it and now I'm suspended. And it's probably because what they should have done was say, okay, we built the thing. Now can we integrate this? Let's work together to make this thing work. Interesting all the way through. Yep.
I like it.
All right. It's time for Little Gamer. And I don't know if I showed Ryan on the show. Yeah, I did show. The Little Gamer is the Fisher-Price toy that is a gamer kind of thing. So I'm going to go to this back thing and I'm going to show you. Okay.
Yeah, this is the little like Fisher-Price looking plasticky.
It is. Now,
I should have brought it. My son got the controller. His friend bought it for him for his birthday just to be a dick.
Okay. Hold on.
So I have a little controller that looks like it goes with that, where you push the buttons on the side and it makes noises. And I was like, hey, someone should turn this into a real controller.
So mine, I took it apart, and so I'm gonna try to show it to you without it falling apart as I go around here.
Little gamer controller.
Yeah. So here it is. This is the Little Gamer.
Okay.
Now Mike Azul has taken this apart and he's making it into something. It's a controller, Mike Azul, that actually it looks like this, except it's more of just a controller. I don't think it has a screen on that controller, right?
On the controller Fisher-Price thing?
The Fisher-Price one you're talking about, right?
No.
Okay.
It's just like a thing to give a child, right? To be like, you see, you have
It's a pretend controller,
totally, and it makes noises and it plays
Does
little
all-
things like that. It probably plays the same little noises, if I had to guess.
So what I did is he got me this version, which thank you, Mike. I think it's been awesome to have these little different things.
Nice.
So I took it apart because he's been working on this, and and we're going to show some pictures of the work that he's been doing, because I wanted to get in here to be able to make sure that he could. Let me turn something else on real quick.
Do you have a game over there called Grimace's Birthday?
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. We're gonna play that. That's actually made by McDonald's this last year. This is a real game that was made by McDonald's. But what's gonna happen is he is going to be putting a playable game inside of this thing, and he's already taken it a lot further than I could even imagine myself doing. And so I took it apart because I think we may have to 3D print some parts for it. And so there's a bezel that he had mentioned wanting.
Yeah.
So I started taking it apart just to see what was inside there. It was pretty interesting. We got a little chip in here, so check this out. I mean,
yeah. Hey, that feels like a substantial chip for what it's doing.
I was gonna say, like, all those fun little noises and game things in there, and it has some legit buttons in there. So I don't know if you've ever taken apart like an Xbox controller.
I have, yeah.
Like the little button pushing and stuff there. It kind of looks.
It looks like legit.
Yeah. So in any case, that is the little gamer. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take some pictures that Mike Azul has been showing me lately.
I love the idea. It feels like a Meow Wolf project or something. Is the idea that in the end you'll literally be able to play with those joysticks?
Hell yeah.
All
The
right,
thing is
nice.
going to work. So let's see here. I'm going to start probably here. So same kind of things that we were looking at just a second ago. So you're able to
Puppy's adventure.
Just kind of looking at the different pieces and parts so we'll be able to see all the things. And so, there's 3 batteries in this one, interestingly, made by Mattel. So he's kind of stripped out the buttons at this point. I see. Is it a little soldering iron over here?
Nice.
And you got a little
Caulking gun.
Caulking gun, SD cards. All right. This is good. You got some sort of water bottle and a lamp over here. All right, but in any case, this is a grind. This looks like a grinder. You're grinding some stuff out, and I suspect it was like right over here, right, to fit something into here. So check this little thing out.
Nice.
This is like your. I love the breadboard for number one. You're plugging a bunch of stuff in. These are buttons. I suspect the 2 buttons that would run the game. So you would be able to use those. Dremel rotary tool. I like that you picked Tetris 2. I'm a big Tetris fan. Tetris 2 is very interesting. Is that a Game Boy version of it, though? That's got to be like a Super Nintendo or a Nintendo version.
Yeah, that feels like too high a resolution.
But I love that little screen.
Cool.
Imagine this screen going into that thing. It's gonna be awesome. Raspberry Pi Pico.
Nice.
So that's what this is down here. Raspberry Pi, I suspect.
Cool.
And then it goes into the breadboard, which I suspect is so that you can connect it to the screen and then also be able to leverage the buttons on there. So where we're at right now, let's see here. So then he has a board that he's been putting the buttons on there. So this has got to be your D-pad. This looks like it's going to be the select or start button, and then you got your 2 A and B buttons. And I don't know where you get this kind of board, but I love it. You like plug those buttons in, so it looks like this. So that's going to sit on top.
I see.
Of this, so then it can. Well, actually,
it'll push down, right?
It'll push down, so the buttons on the top will actually work. Because this thing's getting stripped out. You don't use this. This is done. This is getting yanked, and then this is going to be the actual board. So
because you don't need any of that board anymore.
No,
right?
not at all.
Unless you want it to also make noise.
Make noises or things like that. It's a strip board, so you can cut it down for prototyping. And I love this. And so I just like the idea, because like I was saying, I have no idea that I would be able to take it this far. I want to see the finished product. I'd love you to get on the show and talk about this as you're doing this project. This is like one of those fun ones. Now, I think one of the areas that he's at right now is you push this down, and so that is like your third or your either a start or select button. So the question is, what would be the best function for pushing the card in or the
Yeah,
game in?
because
And
my
the top?
first thing would be like start, right? Or power, but then I was like, you hit it too often, you know, or like you're gonna want to hit it, and if it was restarting your game every time, that would be annoying. So maybe is it like a start? Is it like a pause button that you would
The
put on
problem
top?
is all the ROMs are different. Some say start is pause, some say select is pause. So it really depends on the game and how they did it. So it's kind of like, should it be the select button or the start button? And it's more of like a crapshoot. So I guess pick your favorite couple
Right.
games.
Sure.
Which do they usually use?
What
So
would you-
usually when you hit start, it goes to a menu, and then select is kind of pause. I don't know. It's so random.
What if it was like turn the music up, and you would like hit it, and it would slowly turn up.
Yeah, and then you'd have to figure out how to, like, because once you hit it a certain amount of times, you get to
And
the
then
top.
it would just come back around.
Yeah.
And then it would just start it low again.
That'd be a way to do it.
I was just trying to think of anything else that's on a Game
The-
Boy that's like a button.
This has got to be the up and down on the volume. That sweet button on the
Oh, yeah,
side.
that's
That's
true.
like your
That's
rocker,
true.
because then you can hit buttons to the left or right. That's got to be your up and down button on that. Because I don't know, unless there's a contrast button, that would be good for the side.
I could see it being a start. You know?
I think a start would be probably,
Yeah.
because think about that. Shoving a game into the thing is kind of like starting the game.
Right.
So I don't know. I can see that.
It's a metaphor as well as a button.
I love it. Anyways,
Great job.
Great job is right. I love it.
That looks
So
very cool.
he's giving me updates. He's going along as he's like building his
I can't wait to see it all together.
he's building his game, little gamer. He's building his bathroom project. He's doing quite a bit. So good on you for making that work.
That's awesome.
So the other side of it too is I guess you're gonna have to shove in the SD card through some direction or not.
It's almost like you need to have like a
Jeez. Yeah,
you need
I
to
love
have
that.
like a slot there or something, right?
It's
Like
through the side.
Through the side.
I think like to the like. So he's gonna send us one to look at, and we're gonna
Nice.
play
Oh,
with it
yeah,
on the
we're
show.
showing it.
We'll have to have you on, and you can kind of show us the
Yeah.
process, what you've been working on. I think that will be a really a kind of a cool thing to do. All right, so this last weekend, I jumped on with the workbench to kind of work with some stuff that Ryan needed to look at. Wait, hold on a second. We got to talk about this. He's talking about dremeling out a slot in the fake cart for the SD card.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that would be pretty sweet. Like just in the functional
was
area
holding-
where,
Like it was holding it there.
because you could probably wire it in up into that
So it
and
wouldn't
make it
matter.
a button.
So it wouldn't matter if it was like on or off. It would just, that's where you would put the cart, is inside of the larger cart.
I think you could do it both ways, because you would probably wire it in to the cart. You plug in like the SD card, and the wires would still be movable, and then you could also have it as a button.
Yeah, that's true.
That'd be kind of an interesting way to do it. I don't know. We'll see how it comes out.
Jackson Riley.
Jackson Riley .cool. I jumped.
Our dot cool accounts. I don't hear about dot cool websites. You would think that everyone would have a dot cool version of themselves. Like, is McDonald's dot cool a thing?
I think there's, you know what? We should go and look at the different types of things. There's a gazillion of them out there.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know how much
Totally.
you've looked at.
There was a whole like I don't know, podcast that I listened to, This American Life or something about all
Yeah.
the different domain names out there now.
.cool, .co, a bazillion.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Dot
they're-
bike.
But in any case, the interesting thing is I go in and I did makers and DIY last time is what I was doing on Sunday. And I literally, there was one person watching and I was like, I don't even know if this person's actually watching. Sorry, I borked the intro or whatnot. And then this guy, Jackson Riley, starts touching base with me and starts talking to me. So it was great. So I loved it.
Yeah.
But what
We
ended
love
up
that.
being cool is that he's a graphic designer and he does a lot of cool work. He had an NDA that we kind of talked about on the show, but I'm not going to talk about because I don't want to like screw him over. But he's done some cool work. But then he came up with the idea of showing us a little piece of pizza that I made in
that's
the
right.
game.
Yeah.
And so I said I would just show his site on the show just for the heck of it, just
Yeah.
for fun, so we can just look at it. Because I actually hadn't looked too deep into it. He's like, scroll all the way down, and you'll get to see. So there's Jackson. I like that guy. I think that was a cool
it's great.
guy.
I love that little illustration.
So I mean, he clearly
Totally.
made
That's great.
this sign. I was talking you and Kathy up, and I was like,
Nice.
you're like right in the same kind of.
Perfect. Exactly.
I suspect he's from Oregon.
I like the I like the bold colors. It's great. Oh, and this one's called bold.
Bold coffee. Yeah, look at that.
It looks great.
Just got to give him some props because he helped to
Totally.
come up with the pizza idea. I like his little characters here
Yeah.
that he makes there. So anyways, Jackson Riley helped us out on the show. We always like to highlight some folks that
Totally.
are
I
in
love
there.
I love highlighting, artists.
So if you want to check out Jackson Riley, I'll just chuck
Oh,
that
yeah.
into the chat just so you can kind of get his website out there. But what's cool about this is
I need a Ryan Higley.cool.
you need to that. You remember you wanted to you wanted to be take your last name.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Yeah,
Ryan
yeah.
wanted to be Styles.
Well, 'cause
Ryan Styles.
but then I was like, oh right, there's already a comedian named Ryan Stiles, so that's probably I can't do that. and then at that point I was like, whatever. It would probably not also great for like a 17-year-old to pick their name.
No, probably
their
not a
last
great
name, because I'm like, you have a lot of things happening when you're 17 years old that might cloud your judgment to making you pick the best last name for yourself. And then you just change it. You just change it every 10 years, right?
I think there's there's some laws about how often you can change your name or do any
Is
of that
there?
stuff. I don't know. So, all right. So there's a thing that I've been looking at for
God.
quite a bit of months.
This is Thumbly.
It's called a thumbie. Who knows what a thumbie is? Anybody heard of a thumbie out there?
I have no
Maybe
idea
Mike
what a
Azul has
thumbie
heard
is.
of a thumbie. We're gonna look it up right now because. All right.
I don't even want to. I'm not even gonna look until
You gotta look at it.
No, until the stream gets to look.
Here it is. Tiny playable keychain. It's a little mini Game Boy.
How is that? How do you play a keychain? I guess what were Tamagotchis or whatever? Were you playing a keychain?
Yeah, I like Mike Azul's thing. Here's the deal. I have seen this thing because I looked for mini Game Boys. It is a programmable mini Game Boy. And it uses, a Pi Pico as well. So I have been seeing this thing, and you can then use what's called MicroPython to program it. So we couldn't get our application here. Here's the deal. I got a Thumbie back there right now. I bought one, and we're going to unpack it on the show right now and see what the hell this thing is. It is so miniature.
I can't even imagine how many.
That's
a real screen that shows real games.
It shows
on it?
real games on it. Let's go see if we could, there's got to be, look, that is a legit B they put on it. It is so micro. Even when I look at it like this, I was like, oh man, I feel like I could play. It is that small. It has Tetris on it.
Oh.
That's why I got, wait. Oh, this has got to be a video. Sweet. There's video. This is what we needed. Let's hope there's
It feels.
It is. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to play it because well, there's a guy talking. Look how small it is. It's so cute.
The camera can't even focus on it. It's so small.
Yeah, so I don't know. He's apparently talking about the Thumbie. We're going to have our own version of it. It is so small. Look at that thing. Look how big his thumbs are. It's like his thumbnail. Yes.
The start and select buttons aren't even buttons because
No.
they couldn't be because they're too tiny.
You have a little switch on the top of it. All right, right. We'll make our own version
Yeah.
of this. We don't need to watch somebody else do it. So I'm gonna go back on the table and we're
Okay.
gonna look at our Thumbie and you're gonna tell me what you think of this. So
I'm interested to even see how it
oops.
adds games to it. How would you? Does it just is the entire back of it a USB-C port?
No, it's the bottom of it that is.
Okay, the bottom of it is. And man, it I can see it.
All right, here it is.
Now the big thing is,
What-
Adam, how much does a Thumbie cost?
Okay, this is a good question. How much do you think this thing cost? Chat, how much do you think this thing cost? It comes with 5 retro games.
like legit retro games?
No,
or...
you have to build them. These are so I'm thinking we got to make a little mini like Skull Bob's game.
I'm gonna say $35.
Got some good guess. It's $29.99.
Mike Azul, right on the money.
Michael, did you look that up or did you guess?
Son of a bitch.
All right, we're gonna open this little thing.
Oh no, okay. There, it caught up.
I like to keep the packaging.
I know, of course you do.
Do you know why, Ryan? I've said this a million times.
Because of your
Heather
OCD?
knows. Heather knows.
Your debilitating OCD.
No, it's because when I was in art school or taking art classes, we had to build our own case for some sort of product, and I did skateboard bearings. And so when I did that, I just learned a lot about product design. And so I always love like how things are packaged, and like Apple does a really good job at it, and certain places don't do a great job at it. So I don't know. I'm a fan.
Okay, be careful. Ad break. We're on ad break.
Okay.
Maybe don't do it.
We'll
what? So where do you keep all of? You have to throw them away at some point, right? When you get rid of the thing, you get rid of the package.
Oh, Ryan doesn't know how many. Okay, see all that stuff in the bottom over there, right there to your right. All of that is packaging.
It feels like such a waste of space.
No, here's what I do. When I don't use the thing or the thing is done, I put it back into packaging.
And then where?
And then I have it as like a museum piece. And then I have some things that are in the shed as well. So I have a lot of packaging. I have packaging. Okay, if the packaging outlives the actual product and I don't have the product anymore, I get rid of it.
Okay.
But if I own...
At least that's not 100% insane.
Yeah, no, it isn't. So in this case, I'll probably throw this one away because the packaging isn't that great. So I don't know if the ad break is over. We'll just give it just another second.
No, it's good.
Check this thing out. Oh my God, there's no instructions that I see in this. It's just literally a sliver of stuff of this. Look at this thing,
man.
Oh my God, I love it. It's so awesome.
How does it feel? Does it feel like does it feel like a little tiny toy, or does it feel like a cool machine, or plastic thing?
I mean, I don't know yet. I'm gonna turn it on.
What is what is that on the top? That's the
this is the switch. It's like I have to hold it up like right here.
Yeah, well, it's all
here. Let's see if I can. It's a USB micro.
Okay.
Yeah, it can't even see it. It's like all this other stuff that you have on the table is much more important than this.
Well, it's like too close, right?
There we go. All right, we're gonna see if it even has power. Let's see it.
Let's do it. Oh no, the screen paused. Okay, Thumbie.
Oh God. Can you see what it?
Yeah.
Okay, start. Push down. Okay, we got Annelid.
I can't read any of that, but
it says Annelid. I can't even see it.
Tetris. Tennis at the bottom. Tennis?
Tiny blocks. That's got to be it.
Tiny blocks.
Oh my God. It's a little mini Tetris. This is so awesome. All right, let's see here. I can barely see the screen. You're gonna have.
They're like 1 pixel each. All right,
oh,
doing
shoot,
good.
Shoot! No, I did not do good.
What?
Gotta go. This one's gotta go over here. Man, this is like literally too small for my eyes.
Yeah, I was gonna say I need my readers.
I was going for a Tetris, but I screwed it up pretty bad. I'm gonna have to like put it up to my eyes in a minute here. Okay, I gotta get at least one line on this thing.
Yeah, I mean.
All right, here we go.
No music coming out of that guy, right?
I don't think so. Wait, I gotta. Oh, I thought that was a line. This has got to be a line. No.
It's part of the challenge is just understanding what visually you can even see.
Yeah, this is pretty bad. I love it though. I love that it's legit. Okay, I'm gonna look really close at it. Okay, I can see it a little bit better here. Here's the line. No?
Yeah, okay. I think it went down.
Okay, we got
it. Yeah, how's the D-pad feel? Is it squishy or is it good?
It's actually really tight.
Nice.
Like
8-bit do style.
Yeah, this is insane. We're gonna clearly lose this. I'm so glad it has Tetris. Like that was the one reason. That was the tipping point. All right, I'll lose the game. Man, this is awesome. Ryan, you got to play this thing. I love it. Look how small it is.
Might as well just put the B gif. What is this? A Game Boy for ants? Yeah, I want to look at it at least.
All right, you got.
It's backlit, so that's nice.
It's so small. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, I feel like you definitely need some kind of like.
I'm gonna have to have like a monocle.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, you can still make it out. I need to. Can I hold on? I want to try one of the other games. All right, introduce the next topic.
You got to go play it on the back there. Go see if you can. I'll get you set up. Oh my god, it's so small. It's a little blurry though. All right, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I can't see anything. Like there's going to be zero way for us to ever show what's on that screen. Annalyn,
Sauron, space debris, tennis.
I love how big it is.
Thumbgean.
Your thumbs are just like.
Okay,
that D-pad looks good. You almost have to have your nails on it. Oh, that looks cool.
2-player?
Oh yeah, you can play it 2-player. It's like has a little Bluetooth or something in it.
Wait, 1-player. Oh, this is Pong. I see. Oh god. Yeah. It's a lot of nail work.
You know what I feel? I feel like the market is like kids in the classroom. Like if you're a little kid.
No, the market is Adam Pocious because they're like people like Game Boy and they'll spend $30.
No, but think about it. Like you're in class, you're a middle schooler, and you can't take out your phone or everything, so you have this little tiny. Yeah, probably is Adam, but still.
Oh God, it is like I feel like I want to play it like this, like or something. Now he's winning. It's really like it's good that they have games like Tetris and Pong. You lost, play again.
Yeah, we got to take out that TI calculator. Have you seen the new ones, Mike as well? All right, let me see this little guy. It's so like I feel like I'm a collector of Game Boy stuff now, so I've gotta
totally.
I've gotta have it.
That feels like a cool Adam thing. That if I would have found, I would have bought Adam for Christmas or something like that.
But I've been looking at it for a long time, and I finally I was so excited. I had it for a week nearly,
Dang.
and I didn't. I gotta open it on the show. So, and of course they have a couple colors. There's like a clear one. They had the gray one. And I had to get the cool.
You had to get yeah. You got to get the classic.
But if you look at their website, they have all these micro things that you can do on it. So they have Thumby. They have like little TVs. Pokemon. They have an arcade cabinet. Let's see here. Do they have any other? Okay, this is just their Thumby site, but they're called Tiny Circuits. So let's look at them. There it is. So they have an arcade machine that looks pretty sweet.
Mike is a little teardown of
it. Yeah, I know.
Tiny TV.
That's so cute, right? I don't even know how you open this thing. It looks like it's sealed together. They may click together. I may have to do a teardown. See what you got? Tiny TV. There's of course the Thumby, a pocket arcade. That one's a little bit bigger. Look at the arcade cabinet. It's a DIY on it.
Nice.
Oh, a little tiny piano.
Sold out those.
And a tiny violin. Oh my god, I want the tiny violin. That's so sweet.
That's what you're gonna use at your therapist's office.
I can't. Oh, that's what a thing would sound like.
That was like a theremin or whatever, or one of those
It was.
saws.
What's with this thing right here?
Yeah, that doesn't look like a very cool controller. I would want the controller to look more like your Game Boy.
Yeah, wait, the chip that powers this is a dual core.
I always did you see the tiny Simpsons TV that somebody 3D printed, and then it just had running Simpsons episodes through a Raspberry Pi screen through it. I thought that was pretty good.
Oh yeah, I did see that. That's awesome.
Little Simpsons TV.
Well, anyways,
yeah.
Thumby, I'm gonna be playing with it. Okay, so here's the thing with Thumby. Is I didn't get it just because it's a micro Game Boy.
No.
You can program games for it and then load them on there.
You already got a game to program, Adam.
No, I totally agree. And so the thing is, if it was simple enough and it was just like a really stupid version of it.
Oh, we could have a Thumby version of Skullbox?
No, even better. Like you meta put it into our actual Game Boy game.
Right.
And then you could have just that game on the Thumby.
It's like a mini game inside of the game.
So we would be able to play this in the game, for sure, in our Game Boy game. But then
Roby holds up on the screen like a game, and it's that tiny because then it would be itty bitty like the amount of pixels that you have. But that would be the exact game that was built onto the Thumby. Love it.
I think so. But the hilarious thing is, I think the Thumby might be more powerful than the Game Boy game.
Nice.
I'm not 100% sure on that, but
if it's playing Pokemon. Right?
I don't really think it could actually play Pokemon.
It literally said on the website, played live or whatever. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Just full of crap.
A version of it.
It did. This is very China. This was like from China, right?
I don't know where it was from.
They were comparing it to like a yen coin.
Oh, is that
or,
what it was?
Or something?
Let's see here. Let's go back to it and just check.
Like do this one.
Yeah, but we could actually learn what it's about. Man, I love it. So yeah, let's look at the colors really quick. They have the clear.
Yeah.
Which is actually kind of a classic one because you can then see into it. So
yeah.
I mean,
it's like Mad Cats.
Small. I kind of like this one, the teal.
Yeah.
There's a little tiny
that would
battery
be my
in
second
it.
choice is teal.
I mean, they didn't have very, very many ones, but so here's the coating, which probably looks a little bit more than we were expecting. But
yeah.
But I've done this kind of coating, so this is essentially building the pixel grid.
Is
yeah. It is.
So there's no like it's just straight
Micro
code.
Python.
Okay.
But then I think there's maybe a little way that you do it a little bit through a GUI. There's probably some way you can make that happen. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't know where that yen is.
Yeah.
Anyways, it looks sweet.
Yeah.
Thumby.
Cool.
We're gonna check into it a little bit more.
I'll be interested to see if like it gets more game use from you outside of the show.
Oh, it's totally not. I'm just gonna tell you right now. I think
You're never gonna touch it again.
It's
gonna be a key. It's gonna be an actual just keychain thing that you keep somewhere.
All right. I feel like I need to go grab 2 other things. Hold on. I'm gonna be right back.
Okay. Going through my house, we've been getting prepared to move. And so we've been going, just like seeing a bunch of, pulling out stuff out of closets that you never see anymore. And man, the amount of just like little tiny toy things or little stuff you get at conventions or at work or the school gives away or so, just like the tiny amounts of little itty bitty plastic things that just permeate everywhere. Like every box and every corner that I get into has a little army guy toy or a little whistle or a little some piece of plastic. It's like they breed in our house. I don't know.
What were you just talking about?
It was
breeding
just
plastic.
I was just saying that like there's a lot of plastic crap, like there's a lot of and I end up, just because we've been cleaning our house, like I've been seeing more of it, and especially for kids, right? It's like they always want to, every little birthday party has a little bag that you get that has like a little plastic Avengers top and a whistle and everything. And just like over the years collecting all of that stuff. Ugh. Yeah. Well, I guess a little like microplastics. I feel like they're gonna realize that humans are 80% microplastics at some point.
Which is probably true.
Which is all in everything we eat and breathe and do.
So check this out.
Wonderful.
Man. All right. I showed the Thumbie, but I probably should have showed this as well. So I've been I wear blazers at my work all the time. And I have pocket squares. I'm like, it's a thing. It's a thing I do. I like to look nice. So here's the Thumbie, right? I also put pins on my lapel. And so I've gotten into pins like crazy lately. I have a bazillion pins I've been buying on Etsy. But so I'm going to show you, first of all, one of my pins is this little tiny Game Boy. And look at, like, how sweet would it be if I put like a little pin back on this and put it on my lapel, and people, oh, that's a little Game Boy. I'm like, yeah, and it works.
Nice.
So I'm just going to show you a couple of my Game Boy lapel pins. So I got this Game Boy lapel pin.
You wear a pocket square and a lapel pin like daily?
Daily.
Man.
Yeah, I wear a blazer daily. Okay, so I'm sorry for these other ones, but I got a little special on some of the other ones.
Oh,
so this one has
one.
the pastel Game Boy. The only problem with it is, what's the problem? Anybody can see it?
No.
Oh, it kind of. One of the lines should have already been gone. That very bottom line.
Oh,
They
yeah.
made a line.
That's true.
But I like that one.
That's true.
These are my little girlier ones.
Sure. Hey.
That one's good.
That's fun.
That one's fun. Okay, but this other one. Game Girl.
Yeah, it just feels like
Says Game Girl, but
it says Game Girl on it.
It literally says Game Girl on it.
That's fun.
But I like different colors of things, and
Yeah.
I just wanted to collect a bunch of them. So these are my lapel pins that I felt would, go along with my little Thumbie. So
what are the other lapel pins? Like what style?
Oh my god. Do you really want me to get
They're like I mean, cuz there's the classic like American flag, right? But like I'm trying to think, are they like abstract? Do they have themes to them? Are they Did they go with outfits?
They do, and I just try to be okay. There's some classic ones. That's
Sure.
like you gotta
Okay.
you have to have your logos for certain things. So of course, in a lot of the times, like alumni,
Okay.
so you get your typical ones. There's ones that you wear for fancy events that are like more classier ones. I have mini ones. You got the small ones. You got the big ones. I mean, seriously, and I got a bunch of them on my blazers right now, so I can't even pull those. But I got this cool like old school TV one.
Now, when you wear an old school TV, you're like, oh, I don't have important meetings today or something, right? You're like, I'm going and doing something that is fun or different, but also still wearing a blazer.
Yeah, yeah. I wear
So,
because I have casual blazers, and I have a casual way that I wear it. I don't know. It's a thing that I do. I don't know.
It just makes me laugh. It's just like we could not be have more opposite. Like this is probably the third day I've worn this shirt.
All right, I gotta wear a blazer for a second, then, just to show.
No,
you.
That's not true. I took a shower before and changed into this, but like I have no dress code at work. Like I couldn't have a shirt on that said like F. That had curse words on it. Probably that would probably be inappropriate. But other than that, the CEO wears a t-shirt on all the calls, right? Like I'm not. Anyway, I'm glad of that.
All right.
How many blazers do you have to maintain then?
Here I'll jump on. I think I have probably around 15 blazers.
And do they need ironed? And laundered at a
taken for dry cleaning on occasion
Jesus
and things
Christ.
like that. It's a thing.
that is not. I feel like we have moved so far away from that.
Yeah, no.
It looks nice though. Hey,
I mean, I wear it like this. Sometimes I'll have a T-shirt under it.
yeah, totally. That
And
feels like techies.
And then you have those little things on there, and I don't have
it's like
I don't have my pocket square in right now.
peacocking for sure, because you're trying to start conversations. You can't have 3D printed skull
Okay,
glasses
so-
and a Game Boy pin and be like, why are people coming up and talking to me all the time? I hate it. I wish people would just leave me alone.
Here's the reality of this. No, number one, these ones are a little bit more like it's turned into a fashion show. You can pull them up like this. Like I pull them up in certain ways, so it's a little bit more casual.
That feels a little 80s. But
I do it.
Yeah,
I
well,
still
I
do
mean,
it.
but that's back in.
But the other thing about it is, and this is reality, and the part of the reason I did it is years ago when I got into like a leadership position, I was dressed in other things. Everyone kept mistaking me for a student. And they constantly thought I was a student. And so until I started changing,
humble brag there.
no, I wouldn't say that. This is years
Because
ago.
you were like, oh, that was so young. I had this like baby face, and everyone was like,
Thank you, H.E. Higley. No, but the reality is that you have to kind of dress the part in certain cases just so that people realize, okay, you're in this thing. I'm not trying to peacock as much, but I feel more like comfortable with having layers. I don't know. I'm fashionable.
Yeah,
I like fashion.
No, hey, like
That's a thing.
That's a thing that you wanted to totally not yucking anybody's yum. It's just like so far different from the life that I live anymore.
Yeah, I mean, and then I just got used to it, and I just started. I have actually contemplated doing a fashion thing because I didn't mean to go here on the show, but we got here. Is that I have collar stays that are magnetic, so I get my big thing.
Yes, I've heard
I have the way that I
Are there like stirrups too that hold your socks up?
I do have stirrups. I also have what else do I have? Oh, the way that I roll my sleeves up. There's a specific way that I roll it up so that it like lays on flat.
What about shoelaces? Are you you're not a sneakerhead or any or
God,
you know
do I need to go get my other? Did you ask that on purpose?
No.
Damn it, right.
I am also interested like at a high level of fashion. Like I think that is interesting. I found that like having nice. Those look good.
Yeah, it's like it's a weave. I have all kinds of ways.
Well, that was I looked up that once when I got new shoes. I was like, how can you put laces in that are different? And tried that. But yeah, like I feel like I'm at a high level interested in fashion and sort of like even like interior design and stuff like that. It's just not one of those things where I go like, oh man, like am I going to spend time and effort and money on that? I feel like I always end up just being like, who cares? Like, I'll just go and do work on the computer or something. It always comes back to just like computer stuff.
So
so
here's what happened
lazy.
is when COVID happened, I went back to just like t-shirts, jeans, and it was things. So it ramped back up. This is almost a really great segue into the next segment of the show, which I would talk about. So sorry for the fashion segment, but
that was fun.
It's just something that I don't know. I don't like to just be plain. I like colors now. I've been like trying to put like flower shirts on. And so Self-Meth said, who helped you with that? Yes, she did. Like I have shirts that have all kinds of different designs. It's fun. I just find it fun.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, we're in the design and being fun phase. Totally. I don't want to be like simple, I guess. Totally. I don't know. Just go and show it off.
Yeah.
So in any case, what was interesting and why this kind of maybe segues into the next segment of the show is I've been reading a book called we can do the Game Boy game delivery, Chinese delivery, but let me talk about slow productivity for a second.
Yeah.
So I'm reading this book by Cal Newport called Slow Productivity.
Cal Newport has done quite a few books, right?
Yeah, he's done quite a bit. He's a professor. He's done a lot of interesting things in terms of like a concept called deep work was one that I read last year. The idea that we have to spend some dedicated time on things to be able to like build things out. You can't just be so frenetic jumping across all these different aspects of things. So slow productivity was one of his new books. I think it came out this January. But the idea behind it is that we have just built this culture around ourselves of being constantly chaotic. We're constantly like checking email every 6 minutes. There's like people that are telling you what to do all the time. Like they're expecting your time to be super productive. There's this concept that, hey, you got to be in the office because there's this pseudo productivity where, oh, if we see you're working, that means we're actually getting productivity out of there.
Right.
And he does this study and he shows that, you know what? Humans are not developed that way. We are not developed in such a way that by just looking busy, we're busy. Right. It's that pseudo busyness. And he starts to go through all these different examples and different ideas on what productivity is and how you do that. There's these ebbs and flows to it. There's ways that, you know, sometimes you got to get away, go on a vacation for 2 months or not touch a project so that it kind of incubates inside yourself, or you just have different experiences and you're slowly building on things. And after you come back to it, then you've had some life experience and some ways that you're able to be a little bit more productive on those things. If you measured, like, let's say, you know, big achievements throughout our time, Thomas Edison or something that he's done, you know, a few weeks to a few months, did we measure productivity in those few weeks to few months? No, you look at their body of work over maybe their lifetime or maybe over a couple of years. And so the book proposes that, you know, it takes a journey to get through something. You go through some different kind of ways of being really ultra productive in certain ways. In other ways, you have to step back and you have to think about things. You have to just ruminate on it. You have to fail, or you have to play with things. You have to go and learn a little bit more, and then you come back to things.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that happens with like art and design a lot. People are like, hey, just do the thing. And you're like, sometimes I need to slow down and not do things like that for a little bit and then come back and then try it. It makes me, reminds me of like when you go play a video game at night and you're like, I'm trying to beat this boss and it's impossible. I played him 50 times. And then you come back the next morning and you beat him in like one try. And you're like, oh, right. Because I needed to rest. I needed to think about it. I needed to like digest some of this. And then I came back to it and it was like easier. And I feel like that's sort of the same thing with that type of stuff. Like, of course, there's ebbs and flows. The problem is capitalism, because the stock investors don't care about anything except for the percentage growth this next quarter. And so that's the thing that like drives everything and makes sure there's deadlines and timelines and Gantt charts and everything that you need to do and internal milestones and all of that to force you to work 80 hours a week. Right. And so then you're like, okay, well, that's just the life that people live now. And that's the problem too, with like more advanced technology doesn't make people more like it doesn't reduce our work hours. You know, nobody went
extends it.
It extends it because you're expected to do more with these new tools that are at your disposal.
And so 100%, and you could have probably wrote some of the first chapters of the book because that's what we talk about. And so what then it goes into is some of the strategies on how you can actually mitigate that. There's certain kind of areas where if you're working in a production factory, you have to do things in a certain way. Now, of course, we have policies and laws that say, you know, there's a 40-hour work week. I see Disturbed in the chat. Hey, Disturbed, by the way. Thanks for joining us tonight. Totally. But they talk about overseas, you know, at least a month's paid vacation. Right. They're talking about right now, and this is Colorado, going to a 32-hour work week. Right. And maybe making that into law or something a little different. Yeah,
like the company that I work for, like they have been floated days, you know, where you'd be like, hey, everyone's Friday is just kind of like, do your own, like, do you have a project that you want to work on that maybe is not even necessarily like work related that you want to, you know, do you want to do an AI fun, interesting thing? Just have your Friday to do it. It's sort of like easing people into the idea of you're like, you don't need to be there 40 hours a week. And there's so many more people now. And just, you know, the AI tools are going to be doing so much more for us that it's only going to be capitalism that forces everyone to be there 40, 50, 60 hours a week.
I think you're right, But there's also ways that you can mitigate the ways that when you're in certain weeks, like how you say no, and there's ways that you augment your schedule. And I'm not going to go into the details of the book. If you like that, go check out Slow Productivity. I feel like it's an amazing book. It just gives you some kind of concepts and ideas. And so, an example of something is when people are always asking you, hey, can you do this new thing? What do you usually say? I'm too busy. And they're like, yeah, but I need you still to do the thing. Well, you could say, well, here's the deal. I am working on this project that's going to take about this much time, and I have these about 3 other projects in there. So I can probably work on that in about 4 weeks. And what I need you to do is to line out the next steps of this thing so I could be able to put it in there. And so he gives some strategy around like how you might be able to talk about what busy means, so to speak,
it's
stop
what a good,
that inflow.
It's what a good boss does for their people, right? Because your people who you're like maybe figuring out what projects they're going to be working on and doing stuff, like you are the one who's like, hey, all the CEO or whoever wants projects done, amazing. They're working on this right now. It takes this amount of time, and this is where they can be in the pipeline of projects that come in, and being like forceful about it. You're like, no, we can't just take on multiple extra projects because it's going to burn everyone out.
And I think that's the challenge we're in. And I was like, how does this relate to the Adams clothes and all that stuff you might be asking a little bit earlier? Is that
how
it took a long time for me to get to where I was at, to being wearing blazers and pocket squares and pins and all these other things, is that I didn't just overnight say, hey, I'm going to start doing this thing. And so the productivity in my fashion choices, so to speak, was because I started experimenting over time. I was like, oh, I like to wear shoes that are nice, or I like to put this blazer on. I'm like, I want to replicate that. I want to do this thing. And I don't know if it's a direct correlation. It's not productivity, so to speak, but the idea that sometimes for something to come out of it productive is you have to have some different ebbs and flows and ways that you approach a problem. And so I know I'm stretching here, but the idea here is I'm thinking that's what's happening with our game. Is that we went hot and heavy in the beginning, and I'd still say I'm actually pretty hot and heavy behind the scenes. You've seen some very visual, I would say pseudo work of like, man, you went from a stick figure to like a sweet roby to like big bar scenes and things. And now we're getting into this phase where we're like, okay, we need to learn. We need to do some additional things first before we can really do that next sprint of getting to the next level where we're at. So what you don't see, or what's happening behind the scenes is, I know Ryan has been working on some like just research and looking at pixel design and understanding. Like, you're not working on the game, you're working on the ability to work on the game.
Right. Well, because you have to. It's almost like when you start out, you don't know shit about it, right?
Right.
And then you go, well, we like learned a little bit and we figured out what we want to do. Let's sprint to get to a certain milestone. And then you get to that milestone, you're like, man, we learned a ton of stuff. Like, maybe we need to completely turn around. Maybe we need to move a different direction or whatever. And so then you slow down to be like, wait, we're doing the right thing, right? We got to learn about this and we got to do the thing. Okay, now we're going to pick a direction. Great, we're picking a direction, and now sprint, right? Like, again. And so it's just kind of that, like, well, you have to slow down to speed up. Like, that's like the little phrase sometimes people use, which is like, you have to slow down to be able to like speed up later. And that's where I feel like we're at.
I have a good Lincoln quote if you want to hear it. I don't know if I'm going to get it to verbatim, but
it better be.
Yeah. So I love this one because sometimes I feel like this is what I do. Do you feel like you're a procrastinator, Ryan? Do you feel like you procrastinate?
No.
Okay. Well, that's good. Sometimes I feel like I procrastinate.
I don't feel like you do.
But yeah, Abe Lincoln, for sure. It's an Abe Lincoln quote. So here's one of the things is that sometimes I have something that's due. And I always find myself doing it like 3, 2, 1 day before the damn thing is due. And I'm like, why did I procrastinate until this moment to do it? But then I get to that moment and I'm like nailing it out. I'm like, how does that happen, or what it is? And so use Abe Lincoln. Yeah, Abe Lincoln. And so his thing was, if you give me 6 hours to gut down a tree, I'll spend 4 hours sharpening the axe. And so I love that quote because what it reminded me is like, maybe I'm not procrastinating. Maybe why I get to the end point is I've been sharpening my axe this entire time. And then you have this big sprint at the end because you know exactly what you need to do and you cut down the damn tree.
It's like my working is also very different. Like I have to be like, I have to work on something an hour a day. And I know it's going to take me a week to finish.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm like, I can't, it's almost like the schedule just doesn't line up. Like I can work from 9:30 to 10:30 and still hang out with Kathy or still do things and still watch stuff and if I work on it for an hour every single night, like maybe that's Network Leader, maybe that's, this Game Boy project. But if I work on something and I have a little thing and I do it and I work on it every day for an hour and a half, then I can get through it in the thing. But I cannot. Well, I feel like I'm not a procrastinator in that sense because I just know I'm not going to have the time.
You need to invest the time, and that's actually another strategy. And so maybe that doesn't align with the Abe Lincoln. Maybe it's more of like you have to write something or do something, and then the output comes at the end. In your case, though, and it's funny because the Slow Productivity book talks about this, is that you dedicate a specific amount of time, and when you schedule that time, you eat a little bit of that project up, and you know that you're ready to go. When that time hits, you're like, all right, I gotta work, gotta set this up. You're setting yourself up incrementally through things. Yeah. I do the same thing. Sometimes I'm like, man, I got this huge presentation I need to do. I'm like, all right, fine. All you got to do is put the damn presentation file in there, get it set up so it's ready to put in there. So the next time you get there, then you're just putting in the content.
100%. Like even Adam sent me the Game Boy build, right? And I was like, and so 2 nights ago, right when he very first sent it to me, I was like, well, I'm going to work on it tomorrow night. But if I get it downloaded and into the right file structure and up in Game Boy like GB Studio, and I can see where everything is at, and in the tab of up at the top also has Adam's video queued to the right spot, and then I'll just put that like web page or whatever down at the bottom, and I know it has the mural board that we used, right, to lay out all the thing. It has Adam's video and it has GB Studio. And then it was like midnight at that point, and I was like, perfect. I don't need to know anything about this thing. It's just ready to go for tomorrow. And then I showed up tomorrow, and then I laid out a little level.
See, I mean, these are life tips here. Yeah. It's or work tips or whatever you want to call it, but you got to like incrementally set yourself up and use time to be able to make that happen. So what I would suggest we do at this point, because this is all good conversation, and the reason why I brought up slow productivity is I think that's where we're at with the game. I've been spending a copious amount of time over in the Discord for GB Studio. I've been watching a crazy amount of videos on YouTube. I spent like 6 hours one day testing a concept I had that didn't go anywhere. But I learned some things from it. I'm like, okay, now I know we can apply this to the game versus this to the game. And so it's like you have to go down these other paths to be able to come back on it so that you know what we need to do. Yeah. So what I'm thinking is going to happen with this game as we continue to build it is that we may have some times where you're just not going to see a lot of this like progress on the game itself, but we're making progress on the underbelly of what's going to actually deliver on this game. And I love the concept of keeping like on the story arc and like looking at some of these other little pieces and parts, getting insights from them, like that Jackson Riley that popped in, had some insights on like the little pizza thing. I don't even know where a pizza came up into that whole game, but we made a little piece of pizza in there, and we were able to play with that. So those are like little fun experimental things as we go along with our game.
I love it.
So, hey, I feel like this has been a lot of heavy talk. We got 5 people in the chat here. I think we need to play some games.
Yeah, I'm gonna play some bootleg.
We play Grimace, but we got to play a game with our chat, right? We need to jump in and play a Jackbox or something.
Sure,
should we play a Jack?
I'm down for that.
I figure you called out Grimace. We should check out Grimace, and if you hang out with us, we're gonna play Jackbox right after this.
Yeah, that sounds cool, and we'll have some kind of I don't know. What, McDonald's theme?
I have no idea, but my understanding is Nike's coming out with the Game Boy game if they haven't already come out with it. Yeah. But we're gonna play Grimace's birthday right now.
Well, because this was a modern thing, wasn't it?
This is super modern. Now here's the deal: is that I didn't order Grimace's birthday. Yeah. I ordered a blank Game Boy cart because I wanted the thing that's inside here. The challenge and the thing that I've been trying to solve here is when we played our other Game Boy game, you can't save it because it didn't have a battery in it. And the way that our other carts, those Game Boy Color, what was the one, Repugnant Bounty?
Yeah.
It wouldn't save on the Game Boy when we'd hit save. So I bought this different cart type, and one of the fun games we got was Grimace's birthday.
I've actually heard people playing this.
I've heard about it, but I know nothing about it. So we're gonna play this.
It's a little platformer, I think.
All
and
right.
I heard it's like not terrible.
Oh, really? It's a platformer?
Yeah.
All right, Ryan, you're gonna play it.
Okay.
I want Ryan to play this one. Let's get your systems ready because we're gonna be playing Jackbox very soon here. But before we do that, let's take a look.
Yeah.
Oh, you can play it in the browser too.
Totally. Well, because of course, like if they wanted anyone to play it, they weren't like, why don't you go buy a Game Boy cart and put it in your Game Boy play cart?
Yep, play cart. Let's hopefully it loads Grimace's birthday.
Damn it.
Damn Chinese
Blow into
games. All right, let's see if we do this. I don't know how you get back. Can you hit B? You have to hit a button over here.
Nothing. Grimace got me again. Maybe this is some kind of ARG, just some weird.
The weird space after it? I don't know.
Oh, it's like a space before the period.
They just wanted to make sure that the period was quite legit here. I'm going to make sure it actually loads before I plug it in.
Is the double space...
Why did I go down?
Like, people write and they sometimes put a double space after a period.
That's like a thing.
That's a thing, right? But it's like an old person thing, isn't it?
An
That's
old
where
person.
my
That's ageist, Ryan.
thing. Hey, I don't know. It just feels like I can tell someone's age by if they put a double space after a period. I know they're over the age of 50. Can the virus... What was that? Can the virus kill the Grimace? We... 2 spaces after a period. He does it all the time. Interesting. It always feels like old... I don't know. I mean, I always heard... Wasn't that a thing with, like, typewriters? And they needed the extra space after the period because the period was such a tiny... like, thing that came up. That if they only put 1 space after it, it didn't look like a space was there. Because like if you think about it, like it's still filling up the size, but if you put a double space, then it looked like there was an actual space after.
Are you talking about like typesetting and things?
Yeah. For like a typewriter.
I don't know. Grimace is not looking good. Grimace is like really grimacing at us tonight.
Disturbed, Shifty, and Mike Azul put double spaces after every period. How come I'm not seeing it in the chat? I'm seeing plenty of periods with single spaces afterwards.
I never put double spaces after a period. That's actually pretty... I mean, I knew it was a thing. I just don't do it.
Yeah, like I always just assumed it was like a very antiquated like way of people who like grew up as kids writing on a typewriter. Because I did have a typewriter as a kid. Like I did reports on and things like that. I remember that from elementary school. I had a typewriter.
We're not having good... We may have to play this one online, Ryan.
Oh no.
Because I never tested a single one of these games. They came straight from China. damn China. All right, I'm going to try it one more time. And then if it doesn't go, we're good. It keeps giving me the error, but you know what I could do is I could try the alcohol version of this.
That's it. I'm going back through all the chat that anyone has ever done, and I'm counting the spaces to call you out as either truth tellers or liars. Oh, so he's getting the isopropyl alcohol out. It's serious now. Well, because this is a bunch of crap. Like, if it doesn't play anything, then you just bought a Grimace cartridge for nothing, right?
A bunch of things.
A bunch of cartridges.
There's a lot of cartridges that were purchased from China just now. So
Man.
This might not be a good thing if it doesn't play on the analog here. I don't think it's gonna do it, and that's fine. We're gonna try it online though. Does anybody find it online?
Yeah, Grimace's birthday. Mike is put in the chat.
Okay, we're gonna try it in a second. You're not gonna be able to play on the controller though. Right?
So Mike Zool is saying that Twitch strips out extra spaces. Yeah, and why do you think it does that? Because it knows that's wrong.
Grimace's birthday. Isopropyl alcohol to the rescue.
Oh, it works?
Hell yeah, it does.
Right. I'm loving it. Neat. Okay.
Oh, you're gonna have to turn it on. You have to hit start. Because I had to turn it off like 20 times. Wait, why is there two things? Phone or press Z to start? What's the difference? Oh,
what would I press Z?
It's on. I'll make you
I think I chose the phone, though.
I don't think it matters.
Auto grind. Oh, that's right. It's like a skateboarding game.
Let's go, Grimace.
Normal.
Wait, he's throwing a party.
Party of the year. Oh man, it's 11:30. They got the munchies.
Oh snap! Oh, it's a donkey show. I'm vibing. You were talking about music earlier.
Yeah.
Oh man, he's straight tripping right now.
He is out of his damn mind. And
wait, what are those little things to the right? McNuggets?
Nuggets.
Oh,
Nugget buddies or whatever. You remember those?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Because this is when the Grimace Shakes came out.
They were really pushing on it.
Okay.
Oh Jesus!
All right. Okay.
Man, this so brings me back. Like just the vibe.
Yeah.
They nailed it.
Level 1.
Oh, he's on a skateboard. It says Roby on there. Oh, what? You're not supposed to hit those, I guess. You got to get the shakes.
Oh yeah.
I love that grinding.
Oh, down the stairs.
Hey, wait, A/B kickflip. You only got to do a kickflip, bro. Oh yeah, I saw it.
I keep thinking that's a collectible.
Red? No. Red in this game is bad. You just push like down to get in there?
Oh, just down. There we go. Ah, I thought I hit it before. I thought I jumped.
Have you ever played a Nintendo game? This is like, I like the grinding.
Oh, straight.
Wait, what does that say? Roble?
Roby?
I feel like it says Roby. It's like you have to remember where he's grinding. Is there different kind of grinds or are they all nose grinds?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like. Bloop, bloop, bloop. I love that. Oh, this looks good.
Looks like he's in a submarine. Don't go down there. It shoots out special McDonald's gases. Oh, they have like a little bouncer.
Oh, I see.
Missed that one. Man, I feel like I'm getting super Tony Hawk vibes in here. I want to do like all kinds of grinds. Oh, you did. However,
Was
you
there
did
different
you did like I think do a direction. Oh, you can go backwards. Oh, did he do a board slide?
No.
Oh, you did a kickflip.
Oh, that was like an upside down one.
That's what I thought. It looked like it was like a kickflip to. You just got to grind your way up. I like they're like you got to wear a helmet on this.
Oh yeah, definitely. They were like, absolutely, he has to wear a helmet. There we go.
Yeah.
It's weird because once you're on the thing, you have to.
What do you have to do?
You have to like stay on it.
You can't like
like you have to jump anytime. You can't just turn around on the rail.
Oh yeah. You gotta do it like a real skater, dude. Like a Grimace skater. Oh god.
Yeah.
Man, I'm like, as you're playing, I'm like, oh, okay, I could see how to do this in chat and not Chat GPT, but GB Studio. I'm listening to music. So it's like, it's not a loop. It's like a song that's on loop. So where the hell are you? Oh, I'm gonna get to, wait, all right. Do you have to kick? Yeah. Oh. Wait, oh, we have 5 seconds.
Oh man, I didn't realize it was timed. I gave you, I'm like, here, Adam, you play for 10 seconds.
Oh, you could skip the level. Hold on, we're gonna play this one more time. Yeah. I want to learn this grind.
Oh, yeah, so see how it's like sometimes doing it, right? It's like da 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 da, and then it'll just sometimes be like do 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 do.
What are you talking about?
The music in the background.
Oh, did you see that?
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah. I'm trying to get like grinds. I'm only caring about the grinds right now. So I love it reminds me like Tony Hawk, but oh, I missed that.
It's tough.
All right. What do you think about Grimace?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fun.
I feel like I'm gonna be playing a lot of Grimace this next week.
Full double drop down Grimace streams.
I'm gonna have to demake Grimace onto the Thumbie. This is gonna be great. Okay, 51. Oh no, don't go there. Oh, I gotta show Ryan a game.
All right. Have fun.
Oh, shit. All right. I think we're done with the Grimace. I love it. It's like a platformer. I love these little like... Wait, what did he mean by spread democracy?
He's playing, I can't remember the name of it. It's like that, the big, I can't remember the name. It's like a big multiplayer game where you go in all together as a big squad and fight a bunch of robots or alien or bugs.
I think Kylie
Helldivers 2.
Oh yeah,
Helldivers 2. That's it. It's fun.
Let's get these burgers back. Oh wait, ooh, his name is at Eleanor. Man. Oh, do you get to play as her? For real? I love that. It's just weird to see like modern
with like classic. Oh, nice. Just buck naked.
He's always naked. Oh, this is cool. He's not on a skateboard no more. Woohoo! Oh, look at the parallax at the top.
Yeah.
I like how the McDonald balloons would be deadly. Wait, can I jump on this thing?
No, you gotta get you. No. You gotta get on the trampoline wire.
How do I get it?
Over the gap. Oh, on the other side. Right there.
Oh. Oh crap.
You got him.
Did I get it?
Jump on top of that?
I just like bashed its head in.
Yep. Nice. I like his like little fat body run.
Oh no! Why is there a squirrel that's like getting me?
Nice.
Yeah, this is... Oh, crap. Naked Grimace. You know you like it. Ah! All right, Ryan, I wanted to show you a game. We're going to stop Grimace. This is awesome. But there is another game that I wanted you to play that I think is awesome. And then we're going to play some... we're going to play some other games here in a second. So I've been playing an itch.io. Ready? Mm-hmm. And we're going to play a game called... It's Halo Game Boy. Have you seen this one? Have we played this one?
Mm-mm.
Halo Devolved.
Oh, yeah. I think somebody might have posted something about this in the Discord at some point.
It's pretty sweet. So let's see here. We're going to run the game. Maybe we're going to play it here. Okay, good. So I want you to play this one. It's gonna be is there not music to it? There might not be. So Z and X. Z, X.
You can't use this?
No.
Why?
Because I'm not plugged into my Game Boy
Oh.
with it. Listen to that music. It sounds just like Halo.
Chief, can you look up for me?
I think you have to hit Z or X.
30 seconds. Nice. Is that the actual wording from the...
I think it's close. But to make a Game Boy game... I mean, that things that he was saying, bringing your health systems back
Yeah.
online.
Okay.
I just thought this is pretty
Yeah.
sweet. You know he's gonna die.
Oh, and he explodes.
All right, you should be able to run around. You gotta use
How do
the.
I do that? Look at this little chibi guy. How am I gonna play this in like adventure mode style? Okay.
You know he's dead on the ground. I mean, it's sweet because you know where to go.
Right. Gonna be fighting, guys. Okay, get out of here. You're like,
You can't get him.
dodged it. Good job, fellas. Keep up the good fight. Oh, love it.
It's like, have you heard of demakes before?
Ah,
Like, so
yeah.
demakes are essentially taking like awesome games and demaking them into like a old school retro version.
Nice.
And I played this one the other day and I was like, this is really awesome. So we're on the bridge now, right?
Yeah, where's Keys?
Gotta get Cortana.
Things aren't going well. It's like I could feel, it's like I could hear his voice saying these lines.
I just love how true to it. Man, fire control from Maycat is offline.
That means you too, Cortana.
In a manner of speaking.
Nice. We, well, what did she say? Like, to be fair, sir, we have enough dead soldiers or something.
Yeah.
We have enough dead heroes. You ready? Yank me. Love it.
Don't get any funny ideas. I didn't keep it loaded, son.
We're out of here.
So you're hitting X. Yeah, there you go. I didn't see there's a... That's cool to have
Nice.
that noise.
And then my shield came back.
Oh, there's an assault rifle.
Okay.
Press and hold B to hold automatically. Oh, and you can strafe hold. Oh, shoot. Select as shift. It should be shift. What do you think?
Yeah, that's fun. Like, how much of this is built?
Like, I think it goes for a while. I know it's more of like an initial demo, but they built this in GB Studio.
Oh yeah,
That was one of the things that I wanted to say. Is so trying to get you some insights on how things have been going.
Picked up a health pack.
Yep, there you go, full health.
I don't have any.
I didn't see there was ammo to it. They were getting grenades and stuff. I think he last finished this in December of this last year.
I was like, I want to try to get to the end.
See what happens.
Let me.
Is that just a rando room?
Turn around, fool. No. I like his little run. That can't have been this whole hallway for nothing.
Is there something to the right? There's not a door to the right, right? Can't you go up?
Oh, there we go.
Oh yeah, this looks like the end of it. The boarding parties.
Yeah. I want to see what happens when I die.
See if you can get to the next level. I want to see what the course.
Oh, nice.
I mean, that is so Halo
Yeah,
1.
that's pretty true. You start seeing some of the purple.
Yo, because you should be like at the end of the level essentially. So if you run to the left, you should be ready to board. They did a good job at making the sounds.
Oh yeah. Yeah, how does that work?
Because I think people can make it and compose it on other kind of systems. And then you import it into this kind of a game. Oh god, he almost got you.
Yeah, I'm just like standing and taking it too. I was saying that you could like strafe and stuff.
While you're shooting, see you're strafing.
Yeah.
There you go. And then the sound of it screaming like that,
Yeah, that's good.
but in the Game Boy game itself. All right, this has got to be it. Oh, checkpoint.
Did I just go in a giant circle?
No. Because remember, that's exactly how the game is. There was 2 points. This is where you usually get the grenades. And then it's like you're about to jump into the... I love this.
Okay.
I think this is the part where you get into the shuttle to get away.
I want to see the, isn't there a hunter?
Not this part. Oh man, even this room?
Yeah, that's
Like
pretty
you go through there, right? Can you go up or does it have to... Oh, it's locked. They did a pretty damn good job of level 1 of Halo. Oh, you're about to die.
Okay. Oh. Oh, jeez. It's harsh.
I love it. I just had to show you
was
that
fun.
one. I thought that
Yeah,
one was
that
a really good
cool.
one.
I
So
like that. Well,
All
I
right.
wasn't like blinking.
yeah, you need to blink. All right, we're gonna do. Let's see, what time is it here? All right, we're jumping in. If you want to play some Jackbox, we're gonna do it now.
Yay.
Jump in with us on the Jackbox.
I think we do Jackbox, and then do you want to listen to a little of the music, and then we'll. Because I want to hear your guys' music. Because if you're gonna talk to the music guy tomorrow,
Yeah, we may not need to do much. We talked a little bit about what you've already done in the game. What are we going to play? Drawful? Do you want to play... what are we playing tonight, folks?
yeah, I don't know.
We did Drawful before. We like this the themes of things.
Yeah.
You got to do a drawing game, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. I feel like that's always.
So then, TKO 1, 2, or Drawful?
I mean, we did TKO last time. We could do Drawful.
We're gonna do Drawful tonight.
Okay, everyone get in. I'm gonna use the restroom.
All right, let's get this going. Here we go. We got to think of a theme. I think we should do summer, if that's possible. All right, Heather's the VIP on this one. I'm gonna get Ryan in here.
Hello.
Oh God, I love your. You're drawing your person.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot. This is an excessive amount of burping in this game.
That's right.
Oh, Jesus. All right, once Becky's in, then we're going to go. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll talk about music, and then you should be on the road because
Yeah.
you need to head out between 10 and 10:30 tonight.
You know.
It's been a fun show.
Yeah.
We talked about a lot.
We did. It was like not. I came in with almost no topics, so Adam did a great job of putting the run of show together this week. Appreciate him.
Heck yeah, it's been fun.
Hey, it's Drawful time.
Are we going to do a theme?
Looks
Is
like
there...
we have 5 players.
I don't think you can do a
can't.
theme in this because
Yeah.
they tell you what to draw.
I fade.
That's right.
Anyway, I'm gonna get this thing started. Okay, the drawing prompts have gone out. They should be on your devices now. Something kind of weird, like Greek chorus or recumbent bike. Draw a picture on your device that would have that title, and when you're done, hit send. You'll get points for each player that can correctly guess your title. So, good luck.
Hello. How long do I have? Infinite time?
I don't think so.
I'll just have infinite time to work on this, right?
No. Get your shit together, Ryan. I think you should have bonus. As long as you do it in finite time.
Drawings in? Check. Let's get to the fun part.
Okay.
Now, use your device to type in whatever the heck the prompt for this drawing could be.
Hello!
Hey, I'm serious. Time is up.
T. Higley.
Oh, oh, oh.
Here are your choices. Try to pick the real title and avoid all the garbage everyone else typed in.
Okay.
Oh!
Hello!
And here are your picks.
Hello!
Good job. Oh man, great job. Got everybody.
Nightmare drink is what I call drinking warm milk while walking in on a naked relative.
God.
0 points for Ultra Enemy.
All right, that was fun.
Oh yeah, it's so fun when you're in first place.
Let's take a look at our next drawing. Type in a convincing title now. Quick, type in anything.
Okay.
And here are your choices.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Oh! Okay, who picked what?
Damn you, Azul. Treat yourself.
Decoy.
Nice.
Oh, it's really it was very excited about
Yeah.
that achievement.
God, that achievement is just wrecking the performance of your Xbox One X or your Xbox Series X.
No, it's the computer because
Oh,
a gazillion things went off. All right, what was it? Roadside assistant.
I still have 0.
How does that happen? Oh my God, that was a great
now-
one.
This drawing.
Cat shitting on the bed. Hairballs. Oh, I'm not guessing.
Hello!
Hurry up, people. Just type something in.
Okay.
I got the same thing too.
What?
I think whoever did this did a good job.
Okay, here are your choices.
Oh God! Oh shoot!
Hello.
Select an answer. Come on.
It's like you could draw it well enough that everyone just guesses it, and they're like, no, you're
let's
missing
see
the
what
point
people
of this
picked.
game.
Hello.
Oh, good job.
See, it's like I'm gonna get 0 points anyway.
You did a great job on it. It was everyone knew what it was. That was rough. Sorry, Ryan.
0 points for old Dry Enemy.
And he spent a long time on that one too. Oh
Next
my.
up.
Hello.
Come on. Typing time is almost up. And here are your choices.
2/3 of Blink 182.
Hello.
And here are your picks.
Good job. Finally, I get some freaking points.
Oh. What?
I'm so sorry about that.
That would be hard to draw.
How would you even think of drawing that? I would be surprised if H.E. Higley knew even what a Blink 182 was.
And now, this one.
Oh my God.
Hello.
And here are your choices.
Hello.
Pick something. And here are your picks.
It's gotta be wooden butt.
Hello.
Oh no, Heather and I both picked
Hey,
each other's.
Daddy.
Oh God. Oh,
Got it.
wooden butt. I thought, man.
Hey, let's do that drawing
Okay.
thing again. Prompts should be on your devices now.
Hello.
Oh my god. This is not the correct direction to go for my drawing.
No erase.
And it's gonna make no sense. No one's gonna get that.
I like there's no erase.
It's like...
It's
really
good and
makes
bad,
it-
but-
Yeah, it's tough. Because there's sometimes where I go, yeah, I could draw it like that. And then you get it and you're like, no, that's not going to make any sense. And then I restart, but there's no restarting. You're just like, okay, I guess that's what I'm doing.
You gotta commit. Slow productivity, Ryan.
Yeah, it's true.
Abe Lincoln that.
30-second warning. Finish up and hit send. This game will be a lot less fun if you don't get your drawing in.
Ding, ding,
Ding.
ding, 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 ding.
I do like this one.
Ding,
It's like a totally
Well,
different vibe as the other
It
one.
is.
Burp coming up.
Warning, warning.
If you don't get your drawing done, does it just like submit what you have?
It's got to, right?
2, 1.
Now that I've got all your drawings, it's time for some fun. Type in a title now.
Hello.
25. 20. 15.
Hurry up, people. Just type something in.
See Higley playing anymore?
Set the phone down.
It's like, gone.
Okay, here are your choices.
Hello.
20. 15.
Pick anything.
Oh.
Okay, who picked what?
Yeah.
Good job.
Ding.
Yeah,
Oh wow, he got some
really some points there.
cash there.
Yeah.
He's going to the top of that.
Yeah, that was good.
To the moon. Ooh, it's a tie.
Man.
Put in your titles now.
Did I feel like
35.
Hello.
30. 25. 20. 15.
Quick, type in anything.
I got one of those messages. Your entry was too close to somebody else's entry.
Here are your choices.
Hello.
15.
Select an answer.
It's got to be hard
Oh.
if
and
you're a good
here are your
drawer.
picks.
Nice.
Ding.
Yeah, it's like that one's like too easy to draw. I feel like.
Touching.
How?
3. Ding.
All right.
God.
Let's do another one.
Jesus Christ.
35. 30. 25. 20. 15.
Come on. Typing time is almost up.
5.
What is she holding?
Oh. Okay. Here are your choices.
Okay. Wedding day surgery.
25.
Wedding castration. Oh God, this one's tough.
15.
Pick an answer. Oh. And here are your picks.
Ah, good job. I was like, maybe it'll be like so specific they wouldn't know what to put. Yeah, we both got each other.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Ding.
Wedding day surgery, huh?
Yeah.
Ding. Cha-ching. 3. Ding.
And now, another drawing.
35. 30.
Hello.
25. 20. 15.
And here are your choices.
Hello.
25. 20. 15.
Okay, who picked what?
Ah, feels
Oh
tough.
shoot.
Hey, when yours comes up first, you're like, damn it, I screwed up. I didn't pick the right one. Ah, damn it.
Ding, ding, ding.
I'm just feeding Adam potions.
Oh.
Nice. That's a pretty good.
Whoa. I thought.
Cha-ching.
Nice.
All right. Is that it?
Just one more. This okay. This
Enter
is
your
yours.
title now.
35.
Oh man.
30.
Hello.
25. 20.
Zerescus?
I
Jump
think-
in the
15.
jump in the audience.
I'm pretty sure the 3 dots mean that they were trying to.
Hurry up, people. Just type something in.
It's like a spam filter.
Yeah, it's my spam filter.
All right, great.
No URLs.
Hey.
Unless you're
VIP or
And
something.
here are your choices.
don't poop here.
25. 20.
Hello.
Oh.
15.
And here are your picks.
Nice.
Ding, ding.
Damn it.
That was it.
Oh, it was it.
That was it.
Oh, I gave you. I gave. That's good though.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Oh.
Hello.
Yay!
Kinda killed it tonight.
You
Damn.
did. That was great. That was awesome. Yeah.
Your most liked. Hell yeah.
I'll take it. It's like the runner-up buoy prize.
Hell yeah, guys. That was super fun.
Yeah,
And
that was great.
I think Drawful is one of my faves.
Yeah.
Just because it gives you the prompts. It's not a lot of
Yeah.
your mom jokes.
Totally. Like and you have to think about it. Like it's good when it like reveals what you did, and I feel like it does a good job.
And then you have to get that one all yourself. That was a good one. Well, I know Ryan has to be leaving soon. So what we would like to do is we have about 10 more minutes and we need your help. Because tomorrow we are meeting with a guy from Montreal. Mm-hmm. And, well, at least I am.
Yeah, Adam is.
And he's going to produce and compose music for our Game Boy. Or at least we're investigating with this guy. So I went through this thing. I think we talked about it last time of how we're going to get Game Boy game music. And so as you hear about Skull Bobs, which I have one quick question, Ryan, about Skull Bobs. And here it is
Okay.
should we name it Skull Bobs? The game itself.
Right.
Like, I think Skull Bobs is fine for the bar and all the stuff.
Yeah.
And the only reason is as I've been going through a lot of the stuff, I think it may be detracting from people wanting to thinking it's like a horror game or something like that. So that might be something to chew on during your trip.
Totally.
Like, could we call it like something different and still have the Skull Bobs theme?
Totally.
But what would you think about a theme? Like, is there music out there when you start to think about our game or the bar of Skull Bobs? Is it sci-fi?
Right.
Is it some other kind of genre that comes to mind?
Right.
That when you start to see Roby running around, like what runs in your head? And we're saying like, is there a show out there? Is there?
Yeah, I mean, I have thought about it in the sense of like. I was thinking sort of each area might have kind of a different sort of theme of sound, right? Which makes sense. And to me, the tavern sort of feels like old bar, like sort of Irishy or something, like some kind of like what an old person would be hearing like at a bar, or like a tavern, like not something super modern or fast paced, but sort of slower paced at that point, and kind of like this is the hub world sort of feel to it, which makes me think sort of like slow and kind of like, hey, it's just we're sort of here and like the storyline hasn't really gotten anywhere yet. It hasn't, but it's just kind of it's sort of introducing you slowly to it.
Well, and wouldn't that just be our main theme?
Yeah.
So
Like
whatever that vibe is barfly music, Celtic plus EDM.
Yeah.
I mean, that might make sense. And so we love some titles. Number one, we're trying to take the word Skull Bobs out.
Yeah.
And we would still have the bar called Skull Bobs. So if you had any other names based off what we saw, I think we might want to give it a refresh on the name, but then just some ideas around what the music is. And so Ryan had been talking about loops. And like, you're right in that it does loop, but it's like, how long is the loop?
Well, because I think like usually, so when you go and buy music from, let's say, like, those online music, stores where you go in and you're like, okay, I'll pay $30 for a track, and it gives you, and it has like, here's the full song. Mm-hmm. It's 3 minutes long. Here's the 1 minute version. Mm-hmm. And here's like the 30-second loop and the 10-second loop or something, and they all sound like each other, but if you play them on a loop, they make sense together. They loop around.
Right.
And so my thought was like, you would be going through the bar and it would just be like sort of a few little chords kind of just looped around as you were going through and exploring things. But when you got into a new room, right, it would be like dynamic. You'd be like, oh, I go into a new room and it's like, or something, or like, and then it like goes into a little thing and then back into the loop, right? So it like the music sort of goes up, at exciting moments or interesting moments, and then it goes out, but then it has like the beginning, like when you get introed into it, it has the song and the song is playing as Roby's doing it and everything. And then it's more loops in between. That's kind of how I'm thinking it would work. But if he,
yeah. And I'm just trying to chew on like how to explain it, because at one point too, like they're literally composer. This is a composer that is going to develop like 6 to 7 tracks for us. And we're paying them, I think, like 130 or 150 bucks per track. So we're on the hook for about 6 to 7 tracks that this person would then architect. So you could say track 1 is just like you're saying, it's our main theme. Track 2, which might be even the same kind of like length or whatnot, might be like another version of it. Like you go into the room that has like, it's still the theme, but now it's a little like different, and it's a little less, it's like more spooky or more like alien and sci-fi. And then what I would suspect, and this is how it would work, is maybe you pay for the 6 to 7 tracks and you're like, okay, with track 2, could you give me like the normal version and like cut out a version and go in like, and so you have like 3 different versions of each of the like main tracks.
But they would have to be loops, right? At that point, like it absolutely needs to wherever, because you can't just take out 30 seconds of the middle of a song, right? And be like, here you go, here's your 30-second version. Because you would like get to the end and then it would be like, and it would start over again. And so he's going to have to design. So he'll do like a 3-minute, like awesome version of the whole thing. And then he'll be like, oh, here's like the little piece out of it and make that loop is how I'm expecting it'll work.
And just knowing how the music gets integrated, it's not super complex as to what we're going to do. So like, there's no like easy, oh, you hit this like thing and it rolls into the music.
Yeah. Well, and that, so that was my thing too, is like, I don't know how it works in the actual system, right? So if it doesn't work anything like that, then we don't care about that. Like, then I think what you would want is because here's what I don't want. An amazing 1-track thing that's 90 seconds long, that's kicking ass and doing things, and it's like a song. Like what we don't need is a song necessarily. We need like the score to the background.
Right.
And so you can't just play the entire score in the background on a loop all the time, like one song. Like that's going to be like overwhelming, I think.
So let me do this then. He's not on par to do it until around August. So we have him booked for around the August timeframe. But he wants to meet now so he can start chewing on it. So maybe I ask him and say, like, based off what you know, because the first thing is when I started talking with him, he was just like, all right, how many tracks do you want? People think about it in tracks in Game Boy World. As much as I've gone through it, they always think about it as in, okay, how many tracks do you want? Almost like it's you go into a room. So like you're in the bar, you get the bar track, and that's on repeat. You go into the dungeon, you get the dungeon track that's on repeat.
I like, if you listen to game, like you can't just have one song that is 2 minutes long and replays over and over and over again the entirety of the entire time that you're in the tavern, right?
That's how a lot of the Game Boy games are.
Like the games that we were just playing, the Grimace one is more modern, right? So that one. But I don't just think Zelda just has the Zelda song playing constantly in the background while you're walking around. Like, doesn't it have to have like sort of a, I would think you would want like a song that's exciting and does all the stuff, and then you would want sort of like, hey, we're just walking around song. Well, so maybe it's like,
and you're thinking like super modern games, and I'm looking at the chat. It's like, what are the distinct themes that you have inside of the game itself? You got to think of the simple side of this, is that how it works in GB Studio is you basically walk in a world and a song is playing. That's what you get. Yep. If you go and interact with something, then you can like switch to another song or switch to another loop, if you want to call it a loop. So it's not super dynamic where like it builds into itself.
No, like all I'm saying, so let's say you had a walking around song.
Yeah.
You had a walking around the tavern, right? So that's just your normal, it's tinkly and it's sort of in the background and it's not like in your face all the time. Right. That's what you want. We're going to be exploring and doing things. I don't want a rocking up to 11 song playing the entire time. So we need the walking around one, but then you would be like, oh, the amazing song plays when you're coming into the bar, right? And it plays in the cutscene that you're in. and it plays right when I trigger the amazing, section, and I've got some cool thing of it. Then it triggers that, and it plays that for a sec or for a certain amount of time until you end it. Like, or interact with something else, or leave that room, or whatever.
I see what you're saying. So there's the theme, which is your first song. That's like, you go to the title, Skull Bobs is on.
Right.
You have like our da-da-da, whatever this is called, da-da-da, Skull Bobs.
Totally.
And then like simple is you're walking around and there's just some sort of regular beat. That doesn't feel like it's pushing you through the game.
Right.
You're just, it's like almost the exploration.
Yeah, it's
thing.
like, I don't want to have, I feel like if you're just playing the song, you have like anxiety that things are happening. You're like, oh my God, am I on a timer? What am I doing? This is the rocking song is happening. As opposed to if it's like, all right, hey, but that should still, so the walking around song for the tavern should be different than the walking around song for the brewery.
100%.
Right?
So there's a theme song, which is Skull Bobs, and that's the core. You build off of the core.
Right.
So now you got that. The first one is walking around bar.
Yeah.
Second one might be like walking around bar, or like exploring bar and tents or something like that.
Because I think you would want stingers almost, right? Like, as opposed to like one long song, I think you would want like the walking around version. You would want the like something happened, la, 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 like, like the Zelda, like you completed something.
Yeah, and those will be like our sound effects. Yeah, walking around the Christmas tree should have its own song too. No, I think we can get those. We're gonna have those are sound effects in a way. So you saw that when you get to the da, 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 da.
Yeah, like, well, I guess so. I'm trying to think of how it like looks practically, right? I walk into the first level. It's maybe been the theme song, right? Or something. And now I'm in and I'm just exploring, and I'm looking around and I'm clicking on things and people are talking, and that's all sound effects, right? But sound
effects layered on a bed of music.
Yeah, like the walking around music. The walking around the tavern music is now playing. Like, when does the theme, or like the theme song for the bar then come back in? Like, it has to come back in when something dramatic happens, right? Like, it should be just another thing that rewards you for figuring out a puzzle or doing something, right? It's like, you figured out that you needed to bring this thing, and then it's like da 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 da, like as you do it, and you're like, yes, and then I'm leaving, and then I'm going, and then it like goes back into the walking.
It's got to
around
trigger
music.
the actions, is what we're saying. Is that the theme song starts just as the theme song for the intro portion. The simple walk around song is because you have to go do things. You're doing things.
You're exploring.
But once you do the thing, it needs to prompt you to go to the next level. Even like, let's say you go collect all the stuff and you turn it in at the bar, it's got to change enough to say, okay, I shouldn't be here anymore because it's changed. And then,
or like, I did a good thing. I progressed the storyline along, right? It's almost like it's like a audio like checkpoint where you're like, yes, I did it.
Yeah. And to answer your question, and I want to just acknowledge a lot of the chat, thank you for this, is that I think we do have distinct themes in different levels. So maybe we're saying, let's just for this one have 3 different levels or themes. Like there's brewery, and then there was the attic slash.
So let's talk even just high level. But when you think of the bar,
I was just going to say with the jukebox thing, I think the jukebox is that we would be able to turn it on and off if you wanted to turn the music off. And so we're thinking you could turn it on and off at the jukebox, and at some point you might turn something on later and the jukebox plays a different song. So I think we got to think about that as a stinger.
I think the jukebox should be like a fun Easter egg thing or something, or like it plays some little song that is like important to us or something, or like play some little theme of the, double drop down theme or something. I don't know, whatever.
But you were about to say, like, let's think about the broader picture.
Yeah. So I told you what I thought sort of the tavern would sound like, right? Like a soundscape of the tavern. What do you think about the tavern? Like when you think about the music for the tavern?
I mean, I didn't have I wanted it to not be super intense. I went through a bunch of music that's free out there, and I put some of it on there, and some of it felt too intense, like too Mario Brothery.
Yeah.
So it needs to be just subtle enough that it doesn't overtake the little jump sound effects and the punches and whatever. So I just that it needs to be simple is what and so it could be, an Irish kind of pubby thing, and some little basic, very low background music is what I would say. But what I did like is it's an alien in this game, and there's these like alien components and this Cyclops skull and all this other, like that's got to be like sci-fi and mysterious.
Right.
There's got to be at least that kind of juxtaposition is that you have normal and then weird sci-fi moments. So even if you had 3 things, you got your theme, normal, and then weird sci-fi. Of course, we could build on to those things.
Yeah. And so then I'm thinking, so let's say, so there's the tavern, there's the brewery, or like the the brewery part where all the trucks are and everything. I feel like that is a different sort of soundscape, right? Like that's a
Industrial.
It's like industrial. It's sort of clinky. It's things moving around. It's maybe like a slightly faster pace because you're like getting into the story and you're like, holy shit, something's going on. Like this is, they're enemies probably at that point, right? So there needs to be like, it needs to feel a little bit more upbeat, I would say, that second one.
Yeah.
And also I like this. I like the idea of it sounding like cavernous, like huge, like echoey or something. I sort of had in my mind for some reason. It's just sort of metal and I don't know.
Industrial is like the word.
Industrial, yeah, exactly. Like industrial, but then I think you add those little like sci-fi elements to it as you start getting and uncovering the mystery of what is happening, right? It needs to be like that same thing, but also then like, oh man, weird. Like it's something weird is happening.
I think if we just talk about those pieces with him, that starts the initial conversation, and then because I want him to vibe on it as well.
Totally.
And you had made up a good point, is that you don't want to go to somebody and be like, you have full creative control over everything, because you're just like, yes, but I need direction and like help me understand it. So if we went in there and said, we need this theme, it's a bar, it's kind of a, let's go and look at some bar. I don't want to do like the Cheers theme or something like that, but just like a subtle bar things that sit in the background. That's an Irish bar. But then we need something that's more industrial, clinky, because you might be in this brewery aspect of things. We need something that's a little bit more of like when you're walking around, the simple part of the bar is fine, but when there's an action, like it's got to have like a beat to it that gets you moving. So there's like, that's 1, 2, 3. And then I think a weird sci-fi thing, we need the sci-fi element to it.
Well, it's almost like we need
4, 5. Yeah.
I feel like, like if you were making this with real instruments, you'd be like, oh, the sci-fi thing's like a theremin or whatever, right? Those like, woo, like you're playing a saw or something. Like that should be throughout all of them. So like the Irish one is kind of like, it's like the sci-fi stuff shows up in all of the different elements. Okay, so last one, we also have the above at like the grandfather's apartment, up at the top. Like that's kind of the final level before you go out into the street and fight the final boss. And what would you, what we've had these 2 different ones. They sort of need a third one. What could be the grandfather's like apartment or like his loft?
If you're doing this as a story arc, maybe it's something that like is nostalgic or something that gives you a little bit more of a warmth to it, like you're getting your back to the story. And then it like the juxtaposition of having to fight this battle and like everything screws up after would be, so you start,
I could see like old timey sort of almost kind of like vibe to it, like it's like, I'm thinking of like Fargo's Pizza when I think of the inside of the grandfather's apartment, just like stuff everywhere and things on the wall, and it being like a player piano or something like that, like is doing up there, or like, 1920s swing music or something, you
Oh,
know,
man, that
or
might
like
be too-
or something,
too
you know.
upbeat.
Yeah, like, but like also at this point we're in the shit, right, of this story, you know, like there's going to be tons of enemies up there. I feel like we're going to be destroying the entire grandfather's apartment like while we're up there doing. That's how I sort of picture the game going.
90s 20 massacre. That's gonna be
Yeah,
great.
and it'll be like Fallout, you know, like it'll have like that old rag, you know, something in that style. That's just what I was sort of thinking. And then when you get back outside and you're fighting him at the final time, boom, it's the original theme, right? That
Heck,
you got at the
with
beginning.
the tweak to it,
with,
probably.
with more theremin, right? Like more sci-fi to it, and probably like more upbeat or
like
crazy.
Looking at notes that I have, that probably gets us to 6 or 7. And so what I would do is, I don't want to commit ourselves to like this is exactly the track type, but if we give that as a theme to them,
yeah,
then I'll see what their reaction is, and
Yeah.
then because we have some months to figure this out.
right.
Thank you, everyone, for the
Yay.
chat tonight. It's been a
Totally.
fun
Oh, it's been
time
great.
hanging out.
Yeah,
I know you gotta to head out.
I do.
Oshi, you want to say goodbye to everyone? Come here, Oshi.
She's like, oh my god, it's like 10:30. Are you kidding me?
Over here. Not over that way. You gotta come this way. All right. Oshi doesn't want to say goodbye.
That's okay.
All right. Well, in any case, we appreciate you hanging out.
Yeah.
Have a good one. I know it's getting hot out there. Welcome to the summertime.
Yeah.
Kids are out of school.
Summer
People are
vibes.
going to vacation.
Yeah,
We'll see you next time on Double Drop Down the Hangout. I may be doing some more workbench stuff
Totally,
soon. And
totally.
check it out on Fallout. I've been
Yeah.
enjoying that lately.
I know, man. That's been great.
All right. We'll see you. You guys have a good night. Peace.
Good night.